Welcome to Powerful Peanuts. It is Monday, March 15, 2010, people. Nice to see you on the website today. We're having a good day wherever you are in the world. Today we're looking back on the inaugural race of the 2010 Formula 1 season out in Bahrain at the Sakura circuit. Obviously we did all the preview stuff for you guys. We stayed with you during the race today. We just want to have a little debrief, pick out our driver and our team of the weekend, and what we think the conclusions we can take from the race that are going to bode throughout the entire season. Obviously Fernando Alonso scooped the win in his first race for Ferrari, maiden voyage, one win, one race, absolutely impressive. The bosses are going to be happy spending all that money to bring him over from Renault, and he did the job well. Coming in second was his teammate Felipe Massa. Maybe even more respect to Felipe for getting a second place than Fernando's first, because obviously, you know, he'd had that big crash last season. He'd not raced for about 8 months. He was in a coma after the crash, so it took a lot of guts to get back into the car. But not only that, to focus and to get a result. You know, that was big respect to Felipe, and I think a lot of people in the paddock, you know, really took their hat off and sort of, you know, well done, son, you know, for sort of coming through it, showing the bravery, determination, and getting the second place. Finishing at the podium places was obviously Lewis Hamilton from McLaren. He drove hard. The car was not great. I mean, the downforce was a massive problem for him, but he drove hard, he stayed with it, and he showed he's still got that cutting edge. You know, he's a real racer, Lewis, coming in third. But for us, the driver of the day had to be Sebastian Vettel. He was out in front and he would have won that race, no problem. But he got a cracked exhaust. Well, they think it is, they're not quite sure, but some mechanical problem caused him to lose power. He came in fourth, he didn't have to retire, but still, he would have easily won the race, and he didn't have the best car. All people are saying the Ferrari was the best setup, the fastest car on the weekend, but for Vettel was ahead of them, out-qualified them and was ahead of them. And the reason why, because he drove the wheels off the car. He just knuckled down. He's a real true racer. He's got that ability to generate speed, to feel the corners, to know what he's doing, and without doubt he was Powerful Peanuts as driver of the weekend. Now, team of the weekend might surprise you. Obviously, everyone's going to be thinking it was Ferrari 1 and 2, but no, for us, it's got to be Lotus. And the reason why Lotus, because they're back, they're an iconic name in the sport. There's so much fun about them. You know, their Twitter was great. They were doing lots of good Twitters. They were taking pictures in the garage, live pictures of, you know, people working on the car, or the sort of team lining up, you know, the drivers. Real sort of fun, real sort of into it, you know, engaging the fans, not being too serious. You know, they'd also great overalls. It's a trivial point, but their overalls are great. The sort of racing green with the yellow trim, very stylish, very cool. Good to have them back, good to have a bit of fresh blood. They're not a team that's just going to creep in the door and stay quiet. Lotus seem to be quite up for it, quite, you know, vocal, want to be part of the sport, want to sort of, you know, inject something different. And that's what's needed, because Formula 1 for a few years was getting a bit staid. It was very corporate, very boring, a lot of robots. But now we've got people like Sebastian Vettel, for example, who's, you know, as a character, who's not going to, you know, sort of bow to this sort of, you know, corporate pressure to be a sort of robot. He was asked a question in the lead up to Bahrain Grand Prix, and it was asking him, you know, why doesn't he bring his girlfriend to races? And he turned to them with journalists and he said, well, do you bring your wife to work? Do you take your girlfriend to work? I'm at my work. Great result. I mean, sort of, you know, sort of great answer. He is at his work. Why would he bring his girlfriend? You know, he's not just going to, oh, well, I think she's busy, you know, the sort of usual PR line that's, you know, probably a lot of drivers would trot out. So Vettel, driver of the weekend for us, and team of the weekend, Lotus, good to have you back in the sport, and we appreciate it. I think things we can look forward to now, I think we can, obviously we know the Ferraris are going to be out in front here. So I think there was going to be a gradual sort of, you know, gradual race by the other teams like Red Bull in particular and McLaren to catch up with them. I think the next Grand Prix is in 2 weeks in Melbourne at Albert Park out in Australia, and that, I think we'll see the Ferraris again on the pace, but we'll see McLaren and we'll see Red Bull a lot closer. I think that basically, you know, the circuit at Bahrain suited the Ferraris. Will other circuits suit it? Of course it won't, so it's going to become a lot closer. But the thing with the new points is the fact that because when you get a win, you know, the new point system means that wins are important. So Ferrari really do hold all the cards at the moment, and other teams, you know, you can't afford to let a team get too far away because of the increase in points now. 25 points for a win. If a team builds up a lead or a driver, it'll be hard to claw them back. So teams need to stay on the money. But we expect Red Bull to be a lot closer to Ferrari. I think Red Bull will be the dominant team over in Australia. And I think also we've got to look at Mercedes, Petronas, obviously Michael Schumacher coming back. He finished 6th. It wasn't the best result in the world, but I think he's still learning. You know, he's been out of the sport for 3 years. I expect him, like Gavin Ross Brawn, I think, to come on very strong to the mid to the end of the season, because they will keep working and they will not give up. That's one thing we can take for granted. I think look out for that. But all in all, it's off to a great start. A lot of people are criticising the pit stops. There's no refueling. It's made it boring. I don't think it's made it boring. I think it's made it more tactical, because the tyres and on the track tactics are very, very important. It's not just about times now and just jumping people in time. It's about tactics and about managing the way you drive the car. So I think the actual changes in the laws are better, an improvement for the sport. It's no longer just about, well, if we can cut a second here, we can pass them here. It's now about an overall theme. You can't just make a second here because it will come back to haunt you later in the race, because as your tyres wear off, other teams, if somebody will save their tyres, they'll have more grip and therefore be faster. So it's much more pressure on the drivers, much more tactical, much more interesting. Maybe it's not as eye-catching, maybe you don't quite see the quick pit stop, but if you think about the sport and you watch it with sort of real interest and passion, I think you're going to see a lot better races this season. Can't wait, looking forward to it. We're off to an absolute flyer. It's absolutely brilliant. Let us know on the Twitter, let us know on the Powerful Peanuts who your driver of the weekend was, who your team of the weekend was. We went for Vettel and Lotus. You might disagree, you might agree. Let us know. Give us your thoughts. It's all there. Powerful Peanuts. We're doing it big. Formula One season. We're all over this, people. We're all over. There's too many people. Boring, crusty old bastards reporting on it. We're going to be bringing the real stuff, real passion, real fans to you guys all through the season. Stay with us. Check out the website today as well. I got loads of stuff on the news. We got a cool new video from Puff Daddy or P Diddy or Diddy, whatever he calls himself these days. He's back. We thought he'd retired to the boardroom, but he's back doing music. He's got a kind of typical song with lots of sexy girls shaking their asses. So for you guys, check it all out. It's up on Powerful Peanuts today. We've also got good stuff on Jensen Button doing his Sport Relief sketch with James Corden or Smithy from Gavin and Stacey. It's on airs on British TV and BBC on Friday, March 19th this week. But they released a sort of teaser clip, so you can check that out. It was filmed at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix last year, but you can check out the clip on Powerful Peanuts homepage. So check all that out today. Check out the website, and we'll see you all through the week. And tomorrow, people, be back with us, and we'll keep with you. Okay? So cheers, people. We love you. This is Powerful Peanuts. Formula One doesn't get any better. We're off to a flyer. Yes. Cheers, people. We love you. Love our elevator. Powerful Peanuts. Get involved.